and welcome back to Soul and Sense. Today, we have another exciting episode. We're recording with Bakul Rajput. I'm so honored to have him here on our show once again. Today's concept is a very, very interesting concept of a Vedic city. He's going to help us dwell into some of the concepts of a Vedic Dham. That's a club membership of a Vedic way of life, and then perhaps give us his way and version of what a Vedic city is about. Bakulji, very, very welcome to Soul and Sense once again. Thank you. I'm honored to have you once again on our show.
Thank you, Shalin. It's a pleasure. And I would, in fact, love to explain the idea and the thought behind Vedic City.
So before we do that, I must make a comment from our previous conversations. From the little that I'm understanding and knowing more about you, your life journey, I see you as a reflection of a yogi in some respects. It's my description of how I see your journey. Perhaps it is still evolving. I'll continue to learn from those journeys. To come back to our topic, the first I would also like to introduce to all our friends and viewers and podcast listeners that Bakulji is also the founder of Vedic Dham. Vedic Dham is a retreat in Rishikesh. Now over to you, Bakulji. Could you explain to the listeners what is the Vedic Dham? What are you doing there? What's life about? What should people be expecting?
So before we begin, I want to thank you for calling me a yogi. So, जो योग करे वो योगी, जो अनंत में रहे वो संत, जो खुद का मालिक हो वो स्वामी. So the categories that we have been distinguishing, जो फाका कसी में चलता है वो फकीर. So, when all these things are understood and when you realize that it's not one and the same, जो कर्म कांड करता है वो पंडित
जी,
जो कर्म कांड विधि विधान से, वो विधि विधान जो दक्ष प्रजापति ने लिखे हैं, जो ब्रह्मा जी के पुत्र हैं, उन्होंने जो विधि विधान लिखे हैं, उससे जो वैष्णव पद्धति से क्रियाएं होती हैं
जी,
उन्हें पंडित बोलते हैं, उन्हें कर्मकांडी पंडित बोलते हैं. सो आई थिंक इट्स वेरी वेल सेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ योग, क्योंकि योग के भी अलग अलग प्रकार हैं, चाहे वो कर्म योग हो, भक्ति योग हो, प्रेम योग हो, है ना, या ज्ञान योग हो. सो कमिंग बैक टू वैदिक सिटी, in fact I want to begin with
tell me a little bit about the Vedic Dham so the listeners can understand what's going on. How did you come about? Who put it up? Did you have an idea? Did somebody tell you to do it?
I'll take you back to 2012-13, during that period.
Okay.
When I used to profoundly meditate for hours and hours, like we mentioned in the previous episode. So I think in one of my dhyan journey, in my meditative state, I saw a master wearing a white cloth, taking me on a boat ride and showing me a city.
Oh, okay.
So that was, I think, the birth of the idea. And he took me around a shivling which was inside a river, and the water was coming from the river source and bathing the shivling, and we did a parikrama from the boat. And so he explained me the minute details of why such a place is important for humans and how I should be building this up. So as much as I could remember my vision, I wrote it down. And
he seeded the thought.
Yes, I paper documented the thought and I termed it as Vedic City.
Okay.
Because it was a city that I saw with the master. And that was the birth of Vedic City, the idea of Vedic City.
Okay.
And I was too mesmerized in that thought of seeing a place which has that vibe of an extreme joy. Everybody's joyful, playful, meditative in that place, and nobody wants to hurt each other, and they want to love, respect. I was
A
wondering-
utopian concept, I
Yeah,
think.
I was wondering whether this place can be built or how is it a possibility. And then further I started segmenting as to what is the need of a city, what should it have, right from the ancient learning methodologies to, to the smallest detail of having a play area for kids. Like something like a Disneyland had created, I wanted to create a Aryan land. And I wrote the Aryan land idea, which will have the 10 Vishnu avatars and the stories behind it in a playful manner. You are having a ride, but
And
you are
yet
also
you are learning
experiencing and
and
learning
experiencing.
and taking home something
Correct.
rather than just, experiencing which gives you nothing in return. So I think that whole document took me some 10, 12, 14 days to write it down. And as I always do, I close my room and like a student, I start writing and thinking and, I was not able to come out of that thought. And finally, one day when I felt that it is okay, done and created, I narrated it to my son, who was quite young that time. And I told him, this is what I have written and this is what I'm going to make. And he started laughing. He said, Papa wants to make a city. Where will he get the money from?
Yeah, very right question.
He said, how much money do you need? So I said, oh, now I will have to sit with the math of it.
Yeah.
I never thought of the math because it was always creating. The
Correct.
idea was to create.
Correct.
I did a math and roughly I got the numbers of a $2 billion.
$2 billion for a Vedic
To
city.
make a Vedic city.
Okay.
A city which provides the entire Vedic way of life to its community and the commune and the residents of the city
Okay.
with all basic amenities, which with a blend of modern touch, So that was the idea behind the concept Vedic City. And then I came back to my son and I smiled at him and I said, I have got the numbers. It's a $2 billion project.
What was his reaction?
He said, where are you going to get the money from? Then I told him, जब विचार उसने दिया है तो धन भी वही देगा.
Correct.
So I told him when the thought he has given me, the money also, it's his job, it's not my job.
It's not your job.
I'm
Yeah.
not the doer, I'm the doing.
Yeah.
So, and I left it all to him.
Yeah.
So time passed by, time rolled on. And then during those days, I used to run health clubs.
Okay.
I knew what a club is, what a membership is. Suddenly, one fine day, in another state of my meditation, I thought, let me get people of the same ideology together. Make
Okay.
small clubs. Making a big city, sitting on a project of $2 billion. And, in meanwhile, I reached out to my CA. I said, this is what he said. You need a platform. And he said, you create a trust. And all that process happened. So finally, I thought I will get people who follow the same ideology.
Correct.
And then I thought, let me make Vedic clubs, a small areas of clubs in 51 cities.
Okay.
51 being an auspicious number. And I started listing the Shakti Peeths, the Dhams, and then I realized the vastness of Sanatana ideology. We are not based on a single book. We are not based on a single man's life. It's an entire, you can do doctorate in it. It's vaster than that. So, I started creating small pockets of how each Vedic club will look like.
Okay. And all 51 would look different?
Look different.
Okay.
But what was the idea behind it? Idea was number one, to create a commune.
Okay.
That people of the same ideology belongs to a commune.
Correct.
You have a belongingness.
Correct.
That this is my place.
Correct.
Because when you go to a temple or a tirth, when you do a pilgrim, you have a lot of struggle in the process. Because of the number of people walking in, the time you get in front of the deity
Correct.
is very restricted.
Correct.
So your experience is not holistic. And then you come back to a modern hotel, which is a 3-star or a 5-star, and your experience that the mind catches is of 5 minutes or 2 minutes. And the
Which is
process
not
of
enough to be able to catch on to the experience you've gone for.
yes. You've gone for a pilgrim, so that 3 days that you spend in a pilgrim site, or 5 days, 7 days that you take to travel, come back,
Correct.
stay, and the deity visit is only 5 minutes. So I thought this will create a commune who will give a holistic experience to all the people who want to do their pilgrim to various deities.
So where would you see, like you said, Shakti Peeth you looked at those locations. Which are the locations that came on your
Basically,
mind?
first I classified the 4 dhams,
Okay.
the Puri, Badrinath, Dwarka and Rameshwaram. These were the first prime objectives.
Correct.
Then comes our Mahadham, which is Kedarnath, Ayodhya, Rishikesh, Haridwar. These are all the other pilgrim sites. Then you have the Shakti Peeth, Mayyar, Kamakhya, all these peeths.
Correct.
So then you have the various shivlings like Ujjain. So I then clustered all these together
Okay.
as to make it a project that covers mostly the ideologies of the Sanatan philosophy.
Okay.
So
So
then
it is
I-
all of these locations have some quality of energy that is attracting people and are energizing people. Am I correct in that?
See, every deity is for a purpose.
Correct.
It's not that, and every person has a Ishdev. And that is very well established in your Lagna chart, in your birth chart.
Okay.
You can know, and what is it when you study and understand it scientifically?
Hmm.
There is a particular mantra that resonates with your being, which is for your upliftment.
Hmm.
And it can be different for different people.
Yeah.
You can't treat cow, buffalo, goat in the same manner.
Correct.
We are, as humans, different consciousness at different areas and different levels of our evolution
Correct.
in terms of consciousness.
Correct.
As a human, we've evolved.
Correct.
But as a consciousness, we are on different planes and to
Different journeys.
different journeys. So, like Hanumanji has a different mantra, Shiva has a different mantra. So, what suits you has to be your Ishdev.
Hmm.
And so, scientifically, which mantra is most suited for you? That helps the best evolution for you. So, all these sites are meant for particular purpose.
Okay.
For the betterment of human life.
That is how there is an identification to each of these sites.
Each of these locations.
What happens in any one of these? Currently, the one that you have in Rishikesh, what is it called and how did that come about?
So then we named it, we named it like earlier it was a club concept. So we named it Vedic Club Ganga because it was the first where the Ganga originates from. It's Rishikesh as a city. Though it, Devprayag is a point where the Ganga originates from Alaknanda and Bhagirathi. But Rishikesh is the first human civilization that Ganga touches. So we named it after Gangaji as Vedic Club Ganga. The second one which we wanted to make in Ayodhya was Vedic Club Ram Janmabhoomi. And this is how we named it. We made our websites and we made a prototype in Rishikesh which should look like what we want to deliver. And since now Rishikesh comes as a holy city, the yoga capital of the world, so we started naming the rooms also. And each room has a different identity. So the block which has 6 rooms is called Sangam. And it has rooms like Devprayag, Rudraprayag, Nandaprayag, Karnaprayag. So these are the names. Similarly, if you go to Yogram, it has got Yam, Niyam, Asan, Ahar, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi. These are the names of the rooms. So we have Dhyan Kaksh, we have Bhojanalaya. But the moment Vedic Club travels to Vedic Dham now, travels to Ayodhya ji, it becomes Sita Ki Rasoi. And the whole color combination, this is based on Shiva's color with Shiva temples, more of browns. Then the color combination changes. It becomes more of saffron. The Hanumanji comes into the whole being of Ayodhya city. So that is how each Vedic Dham will be built on different philosophy, different ideology and different construction method. but the idea and the objective is one, to give you a holistic experience of your pilgrim.
No, I think this is a really powerful concept in terms of the clubs allowing for people to understand these philosophies, remember some names, try and understand what was the reason behind a certain set of aspects and the stories that go with it. Because somewhere I think the stories are getting lost also because we are so busy in our lives that we are not understanding that yes, we may be spiritual, we may be religious, but there's a reason for all of it and everything has a story. And I really enjoy the concept of how you are putting this club together. How does it transform into a city? What would happen if the same? Are you thinking of the city at one location, or is it city is distributed and large? What do you have in mind?
Before that, I want to mention about, a small incident. During the construction process, so I think on the last 2 days left for the inauguration, I see a saint, Swami Balyogi Premvarni Ji Maharaj, walking into the premises. And now he's no longer with us. He took Samadhi a year back. But he walks in and he says, "Tum yahan aaye nahi ho, tumhe laya gaya hai." And then he says, "Ye kya naam kya rakha hai?" I said, "Swami ji, Vedic Club." Bole, iska naam hai Vedic Dham, badal do.
Oh,
Without even a thought or blinking, even a blink of my eye, I just changed it.
oh,
I knew that this is the name.
oh.
So that is how, because coming from a modern background, a thought process, and you are so much into the workflow that you don't realize
Correct.
the impact of the name. The name itself changes the entire essence of it. The club and the dham changes everything. And so that is how Vedic Dham will be built, and Vedic Dham Ganga is the first prototype that we've made.
Okay.
It's on from the last 2.5 years.
Okay.
People are really enjoying.
I'm looking forward to visiting.
I'm really looking forward as well for you to visit. And we have a Ganga Aarti, we have meditation sessions, we have yoga, and this is on a daily routine.
Okay.
So sooner, once we have more centers like this, we'll have our Nagrikta, how we'll have a commune building process.
Okay.
So once these communes are formed, then it's easier for it to transcend into a city.
Correct.
That is the journey of Vedic Dham now being a Vedic city. Once we have Nagariks of, say, 1 million number of, so then we can probably make a commune, a city, which can serve these people at large.
How does it relate to the current world and infrastructure? Would you say that we would embed ourselves in a current city and a dham, or would it mean that we have to build from scratch?
So when I, look back and go into the vision, and when I see taking a boat ride in the water body, I always have a question in my mind. Is it a city that I will make, or is it an existing city that should be a Vedic city of the modern times? And when I feel that life bringing me to Rishikesh, and a friend of mine telling me that let's go and see something in Rishikesh, and I land up in Rishikesh for the first time in my life, and I make a whole process out of it. So is it Rishikesh that should be built into a Vedic city, or is it a new city that will come up in a new way altogether? I think it is the future. Future has it in store.
Future has what it has in store. What do typically people do in a Vedic city or a dham from morning to evening? Can you try to give us a glimpse and summarize typically what is the Vedic life in a day?
See, I think all these spiritual beings are power centers.
Okay.
They are like roses.
Okay.
Whoever they reach, they influence their life. So I feel that people who reside in Vedic city will be energetically charged beings,
Okay.
which will change and transform or be a part in the transforming process of this globe.
Okay.
That is the idea, that we create beings which resonate on a very different plane,
Uh-huh.
who are spiritually charged, who have mastered their mind,
Uh-huh.
and who are in control of their senses, more or less, but yet leading a normal human life.
So it's to give a place that allows them to spiritually grow from wherever they are, because everyone's journeys are different, and resonate at a frequency that allows for the energy to be transmitted to others as well, for the benefit of others. Is it something that you believe is a short-term change, or this will take a long journey for people to be able to join onto?
See, I believe nature has its ways, and it is that you keep working on your path and nature chooses you.
Hmm.
It's that nature makes a choice of who is responsible to do what and what is to happen when.
Hmm.
Our effort is just to keep doing. It's not whether it's a short-term goal, a long-term goal. It's a process, and this process has to continue.
Is there any educational course and a skill that people can develop when they come to a Vedic Dham or a Vedic city? So, for instance, people living abroad who may want to come not only to a pilgrim, but may want to come to the Vedic city to live a certain life. What do you foresee that they would be looking forward to? What will it teach them?
So currently we have retreats, and primarily since Rishikesh being a yoga capital, we have a lot of yoga retreats. We have a lot of TTC, that are teacher training programs. We have healing retreats, sound healing, other retreats, medical astrology is being taught. And so there are various retreats, and there are a lot of people who are benefiting from it. You know, somebody who becomes a teacher at the Teacher Training Institute, he is going to further go and teach yoga to others.
Hmm.
So somehow you are contributing in the growth of the collective. So a Vedic city on a larger scale will have everything that will align with this ideology of collective conscious growth of the collective consciousness.
Oh. So it is more ideology driven rather than infrastructure driven, because you're contributing to making them more energetic beings at some point in time. And obviously, I would think this is more nature oriented, it has more natural processes, there is less dependency on the rest of the world. The pollution or elements from the rest of the world would be restricted. Do you have any thoughts on any of that?
See, I think infrastructure is needed. Why? Because we've evolved into a modern time.
Okay.
We've evolved as beings. It's not that we can live in a complete organic state of life. So infrastructure requirement is there. You know, if you make a school into a Gurukul, now what is the difference? You know, when you see the school, you have front benchers and back benchers. And when you see the Gurukul, it has the Guru in the center and everybody at the circumference. Why? Because everybody is equidistant from the master. Equidistant means equal to the master. But now we've got into a concept that you are a front bencher, you are a back bencher. The teacher says, I'll send you to the back bench. No, we are bringing the ancient wisdom for the modern benefit.
Would people be able to learn how to recite mantras or chant or evolve their practices based on techniques that are predefined or are known from the ancient times?
100%. We are trying to take the benefit from the ancient wisdom
Okay.
and the need of the modern hour to create. See, we have been seeing over the internet that there are temples depicting modern phones, iPads, all over the display, and certain instruments that we still are not able to identify. They say whether they were time travelers, how were they, how did they know these instruments? You know, questions like how were the pyramids made? You know, without even, how can you lift so much of weight of stones? You created a wonder, but in our ideologies, the reasoning is there. Idea is to dig deeper. Idea is to understand. Sanskrit is being lost. A language in which all these wisdom is actually written.
Oh.
So idea is to bring back that wisdom, use it for the modern times, and give it for the betterment of human and contribute to the human evolution as a process.
I think this is a brilliant concept. I believe that this journey of you having even talked about it in the manner that you have explained today brings about people resonating with the idea. As long as there is like-minded people who are going to join you on this journey of the Vedic Dham, and locationally, each of the visits that people are actually going to do is going to create this experience, which is going to be a completely holistic experience, is going to bring about a recognition of the fact that this needs to be attended to. And in my mind, I am very, very happy that you actually began with a concept that there's a play area which begins with the concept where children learn the ancient stories by the means of the entertainment that they are seeing. I also recognize the fact that today we have evolved as a modern society. So the needs of infrastructure are a very important thing. If you were to summarize this and take away, who would you resonate with? What are you now looking towards? The kind of people who are going to reach out to you or may want to speak to you on conversations around this. What is it that's on your mind as the next step?
I think people who like the idea and who believe that this process can really bring a change. And it's not one person who walks this path. It's a commune. We are building a commune. So Vedic Dham or Vedic City belongs to all of us. I think we should come forward, meet, share our ideas and take it a step forward. Each step will contribute us to reaching to the closer to our goals.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bakuji. I think this has been a wonderful understanding of what we can potentially expect. People like you contributing to this country, how this journey is going to evolve for a lot of people. I see myself participating in some of these journeys. There is so much of curiosity around it until we meet again, till there are people who also got a like-minded sort of thought process towards this. I'm very thankful to you to be here, honored to have you, and you sharing your thought process of how this city is going to look like.
Thank you. Thank you, Shavin.
Thank you. Thank you.